There are lots of options for randomizing trial and block orders using Experiment Builder's built-in DataSource randomization settings. You can also use these settings to create alternative versions of the project. For example, you can create counterbalance versions of the project using the same data source and then have Experiment Builder prompt you to choose which version of the project to use at runtime. The PictureResponse example has been set up so that the two practice trials always come first. Then there are two experimental blocks of 4 trials each. The order of these two experimental blocks is randomized. The order of trials within each block is also randomized. Finally, there are 2 alternative lists, and each participant will only be given the trials from one of the lists. Each list presents all 10 of the images of the project, but for list 1, the odd number images are in color and the even numbered images are in black and white. And for list 2, the even numbered images are in color and the odd numbered images are in black and white. This way, the color condition is counterbalanced across participants. To understand how this randomization scheme is achieved, we should first take a look at the practice status, block, and list columns of the data source. The practice status column is set up so that the first 2 trials of each list have a value of practice, and the remaining 8 trials of the same list have a value of experimental. The block column is set up so that the practice trials both have a value of 1. The trials in the first block of 4 experimental trials have a value of 2, and the trials in the second block of 4 experimental trials have a value of 3. Finally, the list column is set up so that the first 10 rows, which belong to list 1, have a value of 1, and the last 10 rows, which belong to list 2, have a value of 2. To see how the randomization works, we can check out the randomization settings for the project by clicking on the Randomization Settings button from the trial data source. First, the practice status column is set as blocking level 1 with randomization type set to none. This will ensure that the practice trials, which have a value of practice for the practice status column, will come before the experimental trials, which all have a value of experimental for the practice status column. Next, the block column is set as blocking level 2 with randomization type set to random. This will ensure that the order of the blocks within a given value of the blocking level 1 variable will be randomized. Since there are multiple blocks within the rows that have a practice status value of experimental, the order of the experimental blocks will be randomized. Next, Enable Trial Randomization is checked. This will ensure that the trials within a block are randomized. Finally, the list column is chosen as the splitting column. This will make it so that when you run the project, it will ask you which value of the column list you want to use. It will give you a list of all distinct values of the list column. In this case, the values will be 1 and 2. When you choose a value, the project will only use the rows whose list column contained the value you choose. Thus, you can use one Experiment Builder project to present all versions of your experiment.